So guys, we have something which resembles a body, but now we need something that resembles legs and something that resembles arms. So how to do them? Usually, how I do them these days is the following way. Let me show you. Not very difficult. So we go to object mode and mesh UV sphere, we add a sphere and we elongate the sphere upwards, put it down, and this will be the base of our arm. So our arm will come like this. Of course, one of the arms will come outward like that, most likely. And when it comes outward, it will come even away from the body, more away from the body than it is. So something like this should be okay, although we will change that, of course. And I will Shift D to just duplicate it and put it here. I pressed F. I don't know what F means, but F, okay, don't press F. Yeah, F usually is connecting some holes. If you have holes on your model, F will close the holes, but since we don't have holes, F will make some bad things. So I will elongate this, make it smaller, and this will be our legs. So if you notice, the arm circumference, so the arm size is much bigger than the size of his legs. That you have to remember. That's why it looks so nice and cartoony and stylized and stuff like this. Because the legs are pretty small. And that's what we're supposed to. Also, the legs are pretty spread apart. You see there, the distance between the legs is kind of the distance between the shoulders. The shoulders are very wide, and the legs are kind of even wider than the shoulders, probably. So we will do this. I will put this leg in here. I will just, push it backwards, and then Shift D, and I will push another part of the leg, which is the lower leg. I will push it here, and I'll rotate it forward a little bit, and we will see if this will fit. But I think it will. It should be okay. Now this is okay, but now we need to make this arm bend. So I will press L to select this. If you want to select something in edit mode, you have to, of course, select it. Like this you can select it, but if you want to select one mesh, you have to hover it and press L. If you want to deselect everything, you just press outside the meshes. L, deselect. L, deselect. L, deselect. Easy. Or at least not so hard. Hopefully. Yeah. So I press L to select this, Shift D, and then rotate it, and maybe a little bit more inward I will rotate it. Okay, this will be the other arm. We'll see. So the arm. Let's see how the arm works. This arm particular. Let's see how long it is. Let's analyze it. It will be interesting to analyze. Analyzing arms is very interesting for me. So this is the shoulder, right? It's up to here. Then we have the elbow. But if we go down, it will be the shoulder, then here, and the elbow will be around this area. Okay, and then we will have arm and the palm and the fingers. So everything will be at least to his shoulders. So even it will probably go even more down. I mean, than the shoulders. Than the knees, I mean. So the knees are here, and this if he spread his arm down, if he put it down, it will probably touch his knees. He can grab his knees basically with these huge arms that he has and huge palms. That's why it's not a problem for us to do pretty long arms, at least for now. We'll see. Now this is bent, it's fine. Here it's pretty thin, we will fix it. But other than that, it's fine. The other thing I want to do always is separate the legs and arms, because here they are touching. I don't want to have problems with that. So I'll press L, then L again on the bottom one, and then P to separate, and then selection, and then Alt Q. You can select both meshes, whatever mesh you want. We will start with the with this, which is with the arm. Yeah. So we go to sculpt mode and start sculpting. I want to increase the size of the lower arm or the forearm. Which was the forearm? I don't remember. One of the arms was the forearm, but which one? I don't know. So now we see that the elbow is pointing on the side. What this means is that above the elbow, so this is the triceps here, the biceps is very much low, and the arm is kind of like this. You see, it's like this, the arm. It's not forward, the biceps is not pointing forward, it's pointing down, kind of. That's what we have to do. But in order to do this, we have to rotate the shoulder forward. All the shoulder should go much forward, otherwise it will look awkward. But only one shoulder should rotate forward. It's not that much of a problem if a shoulder is not pointing forward, because we will not see the shoulder. The forms are important, but still I will make the shoulder pointing a little bit more forward, and then make the biceps here. And you see how effortlessly I'm selecting the different meshes with Alt Q. So you have to try it. Alt Q is a very good way of selecting your meshes, and the only way, by the way, in sculpt mode, to select different meshes. Yeah, this doesn't look quite well, but it will at some point, probably it will. So for the arm itself, I mean for the hand, I would like to make another mesh. Usually I make it from the same mesh, but in this case we will make one arm which will look like this. It will be in a fist like this, and then we will kind of make it work for the other arm also. But we need just one for now, and we will make it at some point. Maybe not now, because we have to concentrate on basic things now, which are legs and arms and legs. The arms very thick, very big, and the shoulder will go like this, because the shoulder, all the shoulder fibers, we may say, are going and connecting in an area which is close to the biceps. And since the biceps is pointing down, so the fibers will be in this area mostly. Yeah. And if you don't do this, it will look a little bit curvy, a little bit strange. We need the triceps here also to do a little triceps. The triceps, I will just draw it for you, but first let's do something. So this elbow is too much down. I will pull it up. I don't want it to be that much down. And then I will press Ctrl R to have everything connected together. Now I can make sure this is not that round, because this is your basically the bone is coming through there, but I will show you. And this will be the muscle that's rotating the arm. It's this muscle here, and it's important muscle, by the way, to do. So I'm doing it. I will push with the draw sharp brush behind it just to make sure I separate this muscle so it could be visibly separated. And then we need to see now the top muscles of the arm are here. They are responsible for spreading the fingers, not bending. Bending the fingers are the lower muscles here, because all the muscles for the fingers, or most of them, are located in here and in here. And after this point, that's why the arm becomes much thinner. There are not too many muscles. There are some, but mostly tendons, which are coming from those muscles here. You know, that's basic anatomy. Here we will have the elbow, which will be kind of a sharp line like this, and from the side of the elbow we will meet this muscle, and then those muscles that are going to the spreading the fingers coming through there too, and they are continuing forward. So those muscles usually, let me just push them a little bit, those muscles as a whole, they look like a bullet, like a rocket, something like this, and they kind of finish in this area where this muscle is coming, and it's now bent, so we will have a crease in here because it's bent like 90 degrees. So we'll have a crease, and then we'll have kind of a thick area here where this muscle is, and then we'll have thinning of this. So the bone usually is coming from the elbow, and it's finishing around this area here. So this is kind of a bone, and after the bone we mostly will have the muscles that are bending the fingers, which are here on the bottom. On the top here we have the muscles which are spreading the fingers. You see how they're moving because I'm spreading the fingers. When I do this, then those muscles are they're relaxing, so they become longer, and those muscles are squeezing here. So if those muscles are very well developed in you, you will be able to squeeze better. You will have a bigger grip. Now we need a bigger biceps in here probably, and the triceps should be kind of bulging, and then here, and this part of the triceps, which is the small triceps that is visible here on the upper side of the arm, we'll have to do it. It's kind of like a comma key, something like this. So this, and then coming and connecting into the elbow. And then here we will make the the fist, or whatever we make there. Okay, I think we are in a good path here. We'll see. We have a long way to go because the arms are not very simple. Many people are saying that the arms are one of the most difficult things for them, but I don't agree. There are a lot of difficult things. The arms are one of the difficult things, yes, but there are many difficult things when you're making a human body, or at least something like a human body, because in this case we have human. Yeah, he's definitely human, but very stylized, although stylization has a root in reality, a big root. That means that you need to know your anatomy in order to make good stylization. Otherwise, your stylization will be bad. Very bad, by the way. I've seen, well. So, I recommend to get the course. You will not be able to do this character absolutely superb or ultra nice from the knowledge only from this course. In order to do characters like this and to do them properly, you need knowledge of anatomy and a lot of practice, so you can do characters, from concept. I'm telling you a lot of things, so this course will definitely help you, but don't expect huge results. I'm positive that the result at the end of this course, if you follow it correctly, will be much better than your previous works, or at least better than the previous works. But if you put enough time and effort, of course. You see, I'm working pretty quickly, which I told you shouldn't. I'm working quickly because I don't want to waste your time, because most of the work is just grinding, just doing little things here and there, which are not very interesting to watch. That's why I am moving pretty fast, and just, these are the muscles here on the bottom part. I will just differentiate them a little bit. We'll have something like a bulging here of the elbow, and yeah, it's not bad, but it's not good enough for me. I have to work more on this arm, and I will, and I am. But overall, it's relatively fine. Yeah, we will make... probably it will be nice if I make mirror. So let's make a mirror. It's not a big issue to make a mirror, it's fine. I will just be able to see it more coherent, all the things. Yeah. And as I said, usually I elongate this and make the fist, but since in this case I will probably move it a lot, the fist, and I will try to find a good way for it, good place for it, I mean. That's why I prefer not to do it. Now I will take this, rotate it, and move it up a little bit. Maybe rotate it again, like this. Yeah, this looks cool. Of course, now he's too strong. I mean, the muscles are too big. So with the big move brush, I can make them a little bit narrower. yeah, we can make him much stronger than it is in the concept, but I'm afraid we may lose some of the concept feeling, some of the concept spirit, and usually you don't want to do that. If the concept is good, you have chosen the concept because the concept is good. I have chosen the concept because it's good. It's a good concept. I don't want to make some, you know, big changes to the concept, because it may it will change it, but is it gonna be for good? I'm not sure. That's why let's just keep ourselves close to the concept and see. You see how it works? This is the biceps, and it's not looking good. I have to increase the size of it a little bit, but since the hand is bent, the biceps is smaller but bigger. What do I mean by that? You see the biceps now, it's kind of long and flat, but when we bend the hand, the biceps is shorter but a little bit bumpier. If I have trained more in the gym, my biceps would be even bigger with a bigger you know, peak. Now it's not the biggest one, but it's fine. I mean, for my needs, just for masturbation, it's okay. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue. Then here, okay, for the arm, it depends, by the way, how the arm is rotated, the forearm here, how it's rotated is depends on how this is also rotated, because the wrist, when you rotate the wrist, all these things change here. All this area is changing, and that's a big issue, because things which change a lot in the space are more difficult to draw or sculpt. That's why the AI is having a little bit, now not so much, but it was having difficulties making hands, because hands, unlike the face, are very different in the different you know, arrangement. The hand can be like this, it can be like this, it can be like this, it can be like this. The face cannot do that usually. So faces kind of are probably a little bit easier to draw than hands, which, yeah, it could be true if you are trying to draw hands in perspective, because hands in perspective definitely are pretty difficult to draw. But if you don't draw hands in perspective that much, if you draw just normal hands or fists, it's not that difficult, I think. But it's still difficult and requires a lot of time to learn. Let's go to the leg, by the way. And in the leg, usually, when you go below this point, let me show you, let me tell you a little bit more about the torso, and then we'll continue to the leg, because we need a little bit more anatomy to know. So, I will draw it. This is the back muscle, as I told you, here. And it's going to the back. Those are the muscles here that are coming. And then we have this kind of a saw thing here. And then we have the muscles going down. They are intersecting with those muscles here. Okay. Nice. Now here they're finishing around this area, and then starts our belly muscles or the abdominal muscles. And the edge of the abdominal muscles, the outer edge, is something a little bit like curvy like this. And at the end they end up like this. This is a little bit of a belly here or something. Everybody has it. And then we have our man parts, you know, doesn't matter. Now, here on the side, this is what they call, I think, man handle or love handles, they call it. But even very good athletes, they have it because it's muscular here, not only fat, and it connects to the pelvis. And after that, it starts some other muscles. So the gluteus muscle here on the side, other muscles, but it's a little bit flat on the front here, and then starts the muscles of the leg. So we have a little bit of a flat area just below the pelvis. The pelvis is here, it's coming down. The pelvis, by the way, you can touch it in this area, in yourself, you can touch it. And above it, it's a little bit of a bulge. These are muscles, which are rotating your body like sideways, usually. Okay, and here we have to make our muscles of the leg, but they should be relaxed. I mean, not so bulgy. Usually, if I make this kind of huge muscles for the arms, I will make very big muscles for the legs. But in this case, as we can see, our legs are pretty straight and they're not very muscular. Like this. So we have to try to make them similar to the concept because they look fine. It's like a little bit like a Johnny Bravo character or something, but I think it's not a problem. We will do it. So let's do this. Like I told you, a little bit of a flat area here, and then they have to bulge forward, and they will bulge forward definitely. They will not bulge sideways that much, but forward it's inevitable. They have to bulge forward. So bulging forward is okay. Other than that, it's not okay. So Control R to just connect them because I need them. And then the bottom part here, I will try to make it look like this. So it will bulge outward, then it will go down, then this will bulge outward but a little bit lower than the outer bulge. And here from upstairs it will fall down, and we will make a little bit of a cut here in the front, which will be our bone. The side of the, I think this bone was tibia fibula, or the opposite, the other way around. You probably know that I don't know the muscles, I mean the names of the muscles, but I kinda know their position and their forms, which is the more important thing, I think. The shape, I mean the names of the muscles, it's good to know them, but I am lazy and I don't know them. The names of the bones, the names of the muscles, I know some of them, but most of them I don't know. So a little bit of an S, and then we go and add a mirror modifier to be able to see the other leg, and we have to separate them even more, I think. So I will just separate them, keep them separated. You gotta keep them separated. Okay, so legs. Yeah, amazing. Legs are so difficult to make. They are pretty difficult, by the way. When I was learning anatomy, when I was trying, I was already a character artist in Gameloft. I noticed that my leg anatomy is not as good, and it shouldn't be perfect because usually we have pants and stuff, and you can get away with it. But I wanted to, especially if I want to teach people, I have to know it. I have to kind of know how to do things in order to teach other people how to do things. So yeah, let me show you very quickly, although I have a pretty good video in my YouTube channel about legs, so you can check it out. I have videos about arms, legs, and head anatomy a lot in my YouTube channel, so I definitely will recommend you to check them out. And here we don't need too much leg anatomy again, but overall leg shape we need. Definitely we need. The overall leg shape should be okay. And here it will be covered, this thing will be covered, so we don't need it to be ultra fine. But it has to be, the overall shape of the character has to be dynamic. Otherwise, and it has to be dynamic now, not later, not you know, some other time. It has to be dynamic from now. Otherwise, when we put the clothes and all those other meshes that we will put, it will be a little bit too late to move things and make them more dynamic. So now, dynamic has to be done now, just now, not later. So let's see. The legs here has to be a little bit narrower. Okay, and they have to go wider in this area, smooth. We cannot smooth this because it's just a mirror image. We have to smooth the main thing, and we have to work on the main thing. We cannot work on the mirror. We cannot sculpt the mirror. It's just a mirror. You cannot. Yeah, you cannot slap the mirror image of yourself. You can slap yourself though. I don't recommend it, but you can if you want. Slapping, it's okay. Yeah, you have to love yourself, by the way. Slapping yourself doesn't mean that you hate yourself, probably. It could mean that you're a masochist, which means you love pain, which is okay. But, yeah. Why am I talking about this? I don't know. We have to pay attention to the legs, by the way. The legs from the side view especially, it's very important to be exactly as I'm showing them to you, or at least similar to this. Otherwise, you will be in a big trouble. Because your model, if the torso is going forward like it is, and the legs are not going backward to kind of support it, he will fall backward or something. So that's why we are making them from here going back and making this kind of S curve. S, you see? It's like an S curve. Aim for that S curve. So the body is going like forward, and then the legs are going backward, and then we will have our feet like this. So aim for this S curve, try to do it. Your models will look every time, not so much probably, because this guy is a little bit too much, you know, a little too much in this pose, but more times than not, try to do it, this S curve. Yeah, I remember many people are asking, not many, but some people are asking, when you will make courses in Russian. I'm Bulgarian, I don't know Russian very well. I can understand it, I don't speak it. So it will be impossible to make a course. I'm struggling sometimes with English, which I may say I kind of know. So what about the Russian? It will be horrible. It's impossible. It will be impossible for me to do a course in Russian. Now, let's do some feet a little bit. The feet always bug me a lot because usually when I start doing the feet, they look like crap, like very bad. And they will now. They will look very bad for a long time, by the way. And when we finish this video, they will still look bad probably. But we have to do them. We don't have any choice. So just keep working on them. Feet are the arch enemy of many 3D character artists. And you shouldn't know how to do feet perfectly. That's not the point. The point is to do feet, overall shape to be nice, so you can put the boots over and they will be fine. So in this case, the feet now I'm pointing mostly forward. I don't want that. I want the feet to point outward. That's why I will catch them with the grab brush and move them outward. And now they are a little bit better, although more outward will be better. Yeah, now it's more dynamic, you see? When they're pointing outward, it's better. Now, we need to make this, oh, I'm working on the other feet, it's cannot be done. So we need to make this and this, and to have our bone in here, which is the ankle bone maybe. And then Control R to apply a little bit of subdivision because the polygons were a little bit too stretched. And when we are doing feet in the beginning, they are too stretched, but I leave them like this for, as you can see, like about 1.5 minutes or so, and then I remesh. But it's very important to remesh when you don't have very thin areas. If you have very thin areas on your polygons, when you remesh, it will be a problem. Now what I'm doing is not doing a feet, I'm doing a boot right now, as you probably will notice at some point. Because in his, you know, in his case, we don't need just you know, feet, we need boots. And we will do boots. So the boots, usually you will do well with some references for boots. But in this case, I don't know what boots Vikings have worn, but it seems like he has something like boots with this kind of a cowboy thing. Like you see here, they're going like forward, the sole of the boot, and we will do them probably like the concept. because it will look nice. I'm not saying that we have to do normal realistic Viking boots. No, I don't care about this normal realistic thing. I'm caring about things to look good. And that's something that we have to talk about. When we're doing 3D, we are not making things to look like reality. We have to make them look better than reality. That's why our concepts, our references, they have to look good. Yeah, sometimes people are making some, let's say, jeans, and they're making some very awkward folds in the jeans. And I say, but those folds are looking very awkward. Yeah, but I watch them from a picture. Yes, that's okay. They're probably realistic, but they look very awkward and they are not looking good. So even if they're from picture, it doesn't matter. If they don't look good, they just don't look good. And that's it. That's the whole thing. You have to make your models, your details, everything look good. You see, now I'm pushing the front of the shoes up, and at some point we will make the soles of the shoes. But for now, we need just to pull and push a little bit. So this will be pulled down, this area, and the area of our heel will go a little bit more up. This way we will have the sole as we want it to be afterwards. So overall, we have a good shape. Let's look at it from the side view. So tilde key, left, and yeah, this will be our soles here, and we will probably fix it later, the soles of our shoes. We will fix this kind of a, they need to be horizontal, so it's cool. The thickness here of the knees shouldn't be as thin that I'm doing it, so we have to fix this also. And overall we are in the right path, I think, but I'm not exactly sure yet. We will see. Let's rotate the model, see what's happening. It's looking dynamic, yeah, but it could be better, yeah, we'll see. The ass is pretty interesting. It has to be more squarish, so let's do it a little bit more squarish. All right, I think we have a nice ass in here. Okay, this is what we want for now. In the next video probably we'll have to pay attention to our fist. We'll make a fist. We can make it in a couple of ways. We can just sculpt it from a sphere, sculpt a fist, which I have a video about it in my YouTube channel, or we can make it with fingers and then put them together and make a fist, or half fist. He's holding a sword and the other one is fist, so probably we have to make them with fingers and it will be better, but we'll see. We have to make a palm and then fist-like and stuff, and we'll see. But overall, he's looking relatively fine. The head is okay. Yeah, you are seeing it now and say, but isn't his legs a little bit too thin and everything? But when we put those fat pads around the legs and all the things, they will become better. And maybe at some point, after we establish our body, we will put very quickly something like a 3D sketch over it to see how the thicknesses will work, but we'll see. For now, see you in the next video.